Welcome to the Wing Life Podcast, where we talk about wing foiling and the lifestyles of those who enjoy this great sport. All right, Clement, thanks for taking the time, man. I know you just got back from some pretty epic riding, so I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
Yeah, super cool. I wish I could do it before, but still super good to do it now.
That's okay. Whereabouts are you right now?
I just arrived back in Biarritz in France, southwest of France.
And you come back from Portugal?
Yeah, I come back from Portugal, from Nazare. I think I will spend a lot of time this winter there. And at least it's a good place to stay because we're going to start the wing foiling season in Cabo Verde. And the flight passed by Lisbon, so it's like an hour and a half from Nazare. So this is pretty good to be close to the straight plane to go to Cabo Verde for the comp.
Cool. And I know that you were just surfing some pretty massive waves in Mavericks and also at Nazare. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you about that. But maybe for those at home who are just getting to know you, when did you enter into wind sports? I know you've had a long history in it. Love to learn a bit more.
Yeah, so maybe starting for the beginning. So when I went into the water at the beginning, I start. So with my parents, we moved when I was 3 years old in Biarritz, in southwest of France, close to the water. And at 6 years old, I start to surf, like being stand up on a bodyboard and get my first surfboard at 6. After I was doing kind of everything like the other kids from my hometown, like going to school, going to surf after school. But I have a funny story that before that, I think when I was 3 years old, like the things that I wanted to look before going to the school, it was like I was like looking the DVD of like my father. It was like how to windsurf. Like it was a movie about like, I don't know, like a tutorial of just how to windsurf. And this is like what I was looking every morning. I didn't want to look like the things for the kids. I was just looking this thing. So that was before learn how to surf. So after I was like doing like all the kids, like 6 to 14, I was like doing school and surf, doing like competition of surfing, and I was feeling that I wanted to not just only surf and like do longboarding, stand up. So this is the thing that was more easy for me to do in France, like just getting a longboard, getting a stand up. And I did everything in competition and it was working pretty well. And I think when I was like 14, 15, I was spending a lot of time on the summer on the beach. And when the terminal wind was turning, I could see like guys doing kite surf. And I was like looking at the guys doing kite. I was like, oh, those guys they have more fun than I stand up, like just waiting for wave on the water. So I was like going to see them because some of those was friend of my father. I was like, yeah, please let me try your kite. Let's make sure. I was about like, no, this is too dangerous. This is too dangerous. I was like, no, but I look on internet. I know how to do it. Just let me try. And they're like, yeah, one time we will go like in Osgo. We will teach you. And they never let me touch the kite. When I was 17, so I wanted to try to kite surf, and I went to Fuerteventura for the first time. And with some people that I know, they told me, "Oh, I have a friend in Fuerteventura that have a kite school. You should go with him. He speaks French." At this time, I was not speaking English at all, so I was like, "Okay, this is gonna be cool to have someone that speaks French." And I meet Tommy, that is like one of my best friend now. I work with him. We like talk every week, every time. He helped me. So he teach me how to kite. And so yeah, I start to be involved in the wind sport by him in Fuerteventura when I was 17.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so yeah, it's why I went into wind sport. I did, 3 years of kite. After I went back to France. Maybe you have to wait like 6 months to get my first equipment of kiting. And straight away, I think I bought a twin tip. I did 7 sessions with my twin tip. And I took my surfboard and I was just trying to go on a lagoon with my surfboard straight away.
It sounds about right.
And I was just completely crazy. I was looking at the wind. I was in the school looking from the window. Oh, it's windy, and I get crazy. Take my phone, trying to escape, and do crazy thing. Just like sometimes I had 2 hour breaks on the midday for my school, and I was trying to go kite. Even if it was just 30 minutes on the water, I was going for 30 minutes. Even if I
That's
couldn't
awesome.
hit, and after I was like trying to hit on the school, I was doing it. I was crazy. It was cold, rainy. I just go. And super lucky that year I started kiting. They did like a French tour, strapless French tour with 3 stops. And the first stop was in Lacanau, so like 2 hour up north. I went with friend, and at this time, so I bought 12 meters and 8 meters. And like just before the comp start, like I don't know, the months before, I break my 12 and I broke my 8.
Oh no.
So I broke my 12, I think. Bad luck, I broke my 12. But the 8, I remember it was like SAS wind, crazy wind, like super good, just like we were just 3 on the water. And the SAS wind, everyone like don't want to kite with SAS wind because it's up and down. But I was just looking, oh, maybe I can catch my first bower kiting. And at some point, I was on the lineup and the wind died straight, so couldn't do anything. The 2 other guy was on the like inside, so the kite dropped close to the beach. Me, I was like super far out, and my
Shit.
cat was on the beach. I arrived, my cat was destroyed. I was like super feeling bad. I was okay, I can't boat any more kites, so I don't know how I gonna do for that comp. I went to friend that was doing kite surf, and I was like, please, can you borrow me like 2 kites just for the comp? I arrived and boards because they borrow me boards and kite.
Oh whoa.
I went to that competition, not much wind, but manageable to do like some back loop. It was like more freestyle stuff. And Machu and the Jotun team was there, and Machu see me doing just some kite, and he see me surfing. And he went to the Jotun guy that was there, like Thomas, and he said, this guy, he know how to kite, and because he's from surfing and how he surf, he will be good kiting. You should take him in the team. And I was like, wow, crazy. And like the week after that, I received like 3 kites, 2 boards, 1 bar. And I was like, wow,
Whoa.
wow,
Perfect
this
timing.
like my shoe just I should stop kiting,
Yeah.
and I received that. So this opportunity gave me the kite. I could continue to kite. And after the foil was already there, but Jotun didn't have foil at the beginning of the beginning. It was like more the Go foil and some Chinese foil. And when I went, maybe the year after in Fuerte, I was going every year. My friend was already bought like a Go foil, and he was trying to foil with like longer balls, like just trying to foil. And he put me on a foil, catch some wave. First session of foiling, I destroyed my leg on the foil,
Oh yeah.
but on the balls, like the foil
Yeah.
went like on the side and then just hit the rail. But so I knew a bit how to foil. The year after, Jotun started to make foil, so they give me a set of foiling that was. I did at the beginning. I didn't like people foiling on the wave. I was like, they were doing some weird thing with their arms to pump, and I was like, oh, I don't feel it's good. But because they did foil and they give me a foil, I was doing foil, and I was like, okay, the sensation on the foil looks good, and I was trying to make my surfing style on the foil, and I was pushing Jotun to get windsurf gear because it was my dream until I was young. I was
Oh
doing a
yeah.
bit of windsurf on the kind of flat water, but not in the wave. And I did like 3 sessions in the wave, and I break one sail of a friend of my father. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, now I'm sponsored by Jotun. I will have windsurf gear, and they were on point to send me windsurf gear. And the wing
Shit.
arrived, and the manager of France told me, no, Clement, now you know how to foil, you know how to kite. You maybe he wants to know how to windsurf in the wave, but no, I will send you wing gear, and you're gonna do wing. I was like, oh no, I don't want to have wing. So they sent me a wing, and I start to wing. And at the beginning, I was like, oh, that sport, we're gonna break everything, we're gonna break everything on the wave. It's not super sketchy. You can't be in the critical section because if you fail, you break everything. It can be dangerous for ourselves. And year after year, like the 2 first year, like the wing was different. No more wishbone heavy. The slick with like the boom and the inflatable parts, and starting to be interesting, foil going faster. lighter, new boards, and everything, like guys pushing in the foil in the wave. So it's how I went like to wing foiling. At least it was even not my choice. It was more the choice of Jotun. And step by step, I
Yeah.
started to like it and went in bigger wave, in slabby wave. We make crazy trip with the wing, surfing Chopo, surfing slab in Cape Verde, making some competition. So just like how I went.
I saw some of that last night. That was insane for some of that slab foiling. Like, how was that getting into that for the first time?
Yeah, it was crazy because we already saw some footage of Wesley Brito going on that gnarly slab with his foil, and I was like completely scared. I was like, this guy is just nuts, crazy to do this. But at least this is home play, so he play with what he have, and
Oh,
it's
true.
a good playground, but super scary and dangerous. And we went there for a swell that was not, but he was not good. And when like the last day of the shooting and the trip, we get one sweat that was driving. Filmmaker had to leave at 12, so get out of the water at 10. And we score like 9:15 to 10. We get like crazy wave. And we just tried the spot beginning of the, like 10 days before we tried the spot, smaller, but still some wave. I don't know, like on the bigger one, maybe 2 meters, like a small 2 meters. And the wave was crazy. And we went, it was a big day. We arrived, the ocean was moving differently, wave everywhere. And we went out, the wave were crazy. And I was like, how is it gonna be? And I don't know, mindset change, like big wave. I think it's why I like going in Nazare, going in Mavericks and those type of wave, Belara. When you go surf a slab like this, it's not just a wave. It's a slab. It's maybe don't look as big as Nazare and those waves, but it's crazy as those waves.
Mm-hmm.
You go fast. It's dangerous. No place for mistake.
Okay.
We see like a couple days ago, like Mathieu in Jaws didn't see his wave. I don't know if you saw, but he didn't put helmet and he just hurt the foil on the back of his head and he get like a huge scar like on the back of the head, crazy, open until the bones. And so when we went in that spot in Cape Verde, like there is no hospital. You're like in Africa, on the middle of nowhere. There is like 1.5, even maybe 2 kilometers further up, like downwind, full of shore, on the middle of the sea. We shark around, no jet ski, no rescue, and we went there. And the first day was smaller. I put my helmet, and like kind of the team was a bit playing with, oh, Clement, you were the only ones to put the helmet. And I was like, yeah, but Ion asked us to have a helmet because now the user have to use a helmet.
Yeah.
So I just used my helmet. And so that big day arrived, we were a bit on the rush, and I was like, oh, the guy told me that I have a helmet. I was kind of just like completely stupid and like don't think about it. I went like, okay, I will go without vest, without helmet, and I will show that I'm still going super deep on the wave. That was that everything went good,
Yeah.
but everything could go also super bad. And I was feeling super bad to have like crazy pictures that go all around on internet. That was maybe the biggest and the gnarly wave surfing before like that Mathieu get, but I think winging, no one get like crazy wave as that thing, because we were winging from the shore and winging by ourselves. So with like 4.5 meters wing, was not like a fake photos on big wave with like a 2 meters or 3 meters and a 500 centimeters foil. No, we were like with the proper wing stuff. So I think we were riding all the 750 carve with like an 82 mast that I was like, for those waves I will go with 1 meters, but we only had like 82. So we went with shorter mast, no helmet, no rescue, nothing. Everything went well, super lucky, and I will not do that anymore. And after seeing what happened to Mathieu in Jaws, I promise that if the wave is, if I go toe in with the foil, use helmet every time.
Okay.
Using helmet, even if it's small, have to use an helmet. Maybe if it's super small, summer, and you don't want to have a helmet, up to me and up to people to don't do it, but you know that you play. The scar are
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be normally the same, but I think we play with what. When I finished that session, I went on the shore. I was like, okay, just we can try. Everything went well, and
Yeah.
surfing 20 meters wave in Nazare, towing by a jet ski with a towboard, it's way less scary and less dangerous than surf like a slab that is maybe only on the face 3 or 4 meters, but with a wing, with a leash, and with a foil and shallow water and middle of the sea in Africa. This is
Oh
the
boy. Okay.
the
Yeah. 'Cause
craziest thing ever.
you got no safety. Yeah. You got nothing close by.
Yeah, happy about the session because everything went well, but also super disappointed that I get like I don't know mindset by one guy that tell you had a helmet and you go without just to I don't know don't need to
Oh.
prove anything. You just wear a helmet. Everyone have to wear a helmet. Don't have to push on that direction. It's why on the contest we have to use a helmet and a jacket.
Yep.
It's just
That
that
makes sense.
it's like you use a motorbike, you put helmet, and you're not gonna ride without helmet.
No, that makes sense. So in something like that, obviously you would have preferred having a like a longer mast, because obviously that's a little bit safer in that kind of setting, because at least then you got more foil under the water.
Yeah, I think longer mast bit better,
Okay.
but the good thing to ride the slab is that the wave arrives super fast. Like the swell is under the water and it hit a reef that is shallow. So the wave like have that slab shape like a huge barrel, super wide barrels. But for foiling, the good thing is the waves don't go as fast. The wave kind of stop. When you hit that thing, the wave stops. So if you manage to have that wave early to go fast to the bottom, you can keep some control and it's manageable compared to like going to Jaws, going to Nazare, going on some big wave, big like swell wave that goes super fast.
Okay.
For foiling, it's super hard. We still don't have the equipment. The guys are using some F1, some brand that try some stuff, but we are not on point to have a foil that can go, I don't know, 70 kilometers on like kind of a mountain wave. That wave never gonna stop, that it's just gonna go super fast, that you're gonna go faster and faster and faster and faster. And the thing that we can't measure is like the power of that swell that push your foil up. And with the board that we use, we also have just the wind that, like when we surf, the board is on top of the water. So we don't have wind behind the boards. And I think with Jotun, we work on it. Like, okay, we have to have a foil faster, foil. They work on so many stuff. But on a wave, you have that wind that just stick on the wave and that push your board up.
Oh yeah.
Even maybe more than the power that the foil is pushing up. You know what I mean? It's like everything
definitely
is gonna push you up, and the speed will just go and go. On the slab, the good thing is you can arrive to the bottom on like kind of the flat part, and after I think you need to be a surfer to know, okay, I don't go too deep, I don't go too on the shoulder, and I try to get that right on the middle. But at least it's like extreme condition, and yeah, you can go 1 meters and have fun, and don't go on those crazy waves.
No, that makes sense. When did you start to think, because there's a lot of guys that surf, but then they have that kind of barrier where they're like, no, this is big enough for me. When did you come to terms with the fact that you wanted to start going into bigger stuff? And when did the dream of Mavericks and Nazare kind of come to be?
This is also a funny story. Like when I was a kid, I was like in the sport etude. I don't know, sport and school. So like morning school and afternoon, like 2 times going to surf. And so I was maybe around I was like maybe 14, 13. And one day the wave were not that big. Like we were like 8 friends on the school surfing. And I don't know, 6 of them So yeah, 6 of them went into the water. It was like, I don't know, 2 meters. I don't remember, I was young, but 2 meters. And I said to the coach, no, I don't want to go. It's too big for me. Like some rocks, some stuff. I was like, I'm not feeling good. I don't want to surf here. I'm not going to go in the water. So my name after that, that teacher, that Thierry, called me Little Cojones, like small balls.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. It's true. I don't want to go. It's normal. And I was feeling on my surf something different that maybe other people. So when I was riding the wave, on the wave, I was feeling good. Like even the wave was bigger, I was feeling good on my surfing, on my boards, going faster. I was good, and I think doing like many things, longboarding and stand up. I wanted to go on bigger wave because to have more place, a bigger wave is it's more beautiful. I don't know if we can
Okay.
say
Yeah.
that. Like to draw a line on a bigger wave, it can be looking good. That surfing small wave, and the you have to kind of explode the wave. If you want point on competition, it's smaller wave, and the objective, the best thing you can do is explode the wave. Just like try to make many maneuver and
Dynamic
get like
turns and that kind of thing.
something
Yeah.
that I'm not used to that. I want to have a style that look beautiful. This
Yeah.
is what I was thinking. And bigger wave, you can look even more beautiful and more impressive because the wave is bigger and you try to draw line. So I bought bigger balls. I went to Guétari. We have a spot in France that is kind of it's a big wave. Not compared to Nazare. It's smaller, but it's a very good training. You can hit the wave. The wave is powerful. Gonna keep you long for under the water. And also, I was super interesting about apnea. Like not meditation, because for me it was not meditation, but now I can realize that meditation
Mhm.
and apnea is something that in between, and
Okay.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of good to do it and under the water trying to think about the thing that I want, or just don't think, or have many different stuff. I don't have just one. When I do apnea, I just don't have one thing, and I really like
Okay.
that kind of training to go in big wave. And when I was on big wave, more I was doing apnea, more I was confident on big wave. And I just went step by step
Okay.
in Guétari, having longer boards to try to get bigger wave, and it just went step by step. I had a friend Cornelius that was pushing me, training with me every time, and we went step by step.
Okay.
And after a certain step, we were like, okay, now I think he was 17 and I was 18. And we're like, okay, now maybe the next step is to go to Nazare, paddling. We bought bigger boards, inflatable vest, everything we need. Me, I just bought a random board to a guy that was way bigger than I, so the board was way too big for me. We just took some fins from a local that was making fins that was not used to go in Nazare. But we were like, okay, we have fins. The guy said it's for big wave. We just took it. The
Let's
guy
go.
wanted us to try it. We went there. The wave was huge. The wave was huge. And the biggest contest on the double sail, like paddling, surfing, big wave start the morning we arrive. Like when we took the road, we check on the phone. Oh, the contest is gonna start in 2 days. When we're gonna arrive? We're like, oh, that is gonna be a huge day. So we check all day the contest. We're like, the wave is crazy. The night just before the sunset, like Justine and Fred, two locals from Nazare, that like I think a lot of people knows that Justine is the girl that surfed the biggest wave with the best style, and she do also every sport. Like, well, we can talk for long for
Yeah.
it's just like special, and she do everything. So she asked us, guys, do you want to go? And we're like, if they ask, we have to go. We went on the water. I get one wave, my friend get one wave. We're like, okay. At least we were on our mind. We wanted to surf the same wave as France that we are used to in Nazare,
Yep.
but the wave were way bigger than what we were thinking. Or the best guy was on the water. We get wave. We were feeling okay on the water. So we're like, okay, maybe we train enough no, you never train enough for big wave, but maybe we can do it. And today after again big wave, we were like, okay, it's way too big for us. Justine again called us, yeah, let's go. We go paddle. We do your safety. Okay, let's go. I remember I was like eating a lot on the breakfast, not ready for it. We went on the water, and that day I get the two biggest wave out and all down and heavy wave on the head I had till now. Like even now I didn't get pounds 2 times in 10 minutes by two wave. Maybe they were not the biggest, but just the power of those two wave was the most powerful wave. And first wave out, the first wave out, I just get all down, one wave, second wave. Jet ski took me up. Justine was like, "Oh, that was a crazy wave. That wave was big," and I was okay. I get destroyed, but I feel good. A lot of adrenaline. I was like, "Okay, I want to go again." And a wave arrived. No one took wave between my wave and the one I will took just after. See one guy paddling, and I feel, oh, he's not gonna go. I have to go. I turn, I go, and the wave was just straight. Late drop, I fell again. I try to walk on the water. I just get destroyed. When I get to the surface, my ball hit my head, and I almost get like, I just see white. I was like, oh, I get almost a knockout. Feeling that I was like, I don't know, feeling super wet because the ball hit me kind of strong on the head. And I don't know, on my head, something happened. I was like, no, you're there, you train for it. You have to look up and just take a breath again and be, I don't know, try to breathe and be strong.
Yeah.
But feeling inside me, I was feeling good. Just was a hard moment, but feeling super good and strong. Hit by those who hit and hit by those waves. And Garrett McNamara took me on the inside because I was kind of going on the cliff, going back to the beach, arriving on the beach. And I was like, fuck, we are in life and we are feeling good. My friend is safe. I'm safe. Two friends of us saw those waves and they were like, what? The guys, like, the kids are crazy. Like, just getting thrown by two waves in the same time. This kid is crazy. And
Wow.
at some point, I think me and my friend, we feel like, okay, we're good. We're ready for it. I get destroyed. We are ready. After big wave, what I can say to people is you can train as you want. If you get a bad wave out, you will never get ready till the ocean is like a huge ocean. Even if it's small ocean, you can hit the boards, drawn 50 centimeters wave.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dangerous sport. Like last month in Pipeline, it was not that big. I don't know like how many guys get injured. Minimum 4. Yesterday, Kai hit the reef with a helmet for the first time riding a helmet in pipe. The helmet gave like a big scar. He said that he was knocked out. He just like don't remember anything. Just when he wake up on the beach, kind of. The French, one of the Polynesian guy that just is one of the best. He also hit the head. He's still not surfing. The brother of Chumbo hit the reef, still not surfing. And another guy also get injured in Pipeline. So it's like,
okay.
And it's not, it can be huge, but it was not a huge day.
Okay.
Last year, 1 year or 2 years ago in Nazare, someone like also get a knockout and die in Nazare. So it's like I maybe hit the boards, maybe hit something, maybe you never know what can happen. So I said that I'm ready, but even I don't want to say I'm ready. I think I am, and I do my best to be, but you're never ready for big wave. That is the thing we have all to keep in mind. You go on water, you're not safe 100%, even if you put helmet, vest, but we have to put everything we can to be safe.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And plus your safety team as well, they got years of experience out there because they have to be able to come in between sets and get you out. When you get one though, how does that make you feel when you get the ride? Like you were just in Mavericks not that long ago. You had some pretty amazing rides. The guys are saying that you're an amazing young charger. How does that feel when everything goes right?
Yeah, it's a lot of excitation. I will say that
Okay.
was a dream. Like my friend that I started surfing big waves stopped, went back to studying and different life. And so we were like our objective to go together there. So it's when I took my ticket, it's the first guy I called. I was like, man, I go to Mavericks and first wave is gonna be for you. And he went this morning and I was like talking for hours about Mavericks. It's just a big dream. I have just on my side here a big
Okay.
poster of like the I don't know, the movie like Chasing Mavericks with like the two
Oh,
personages and
yeah,
the
yeah,
Chasing
yeah.
Maverick. I have the thing that they put on the cinema, like I don't know, maybe it's like 2 meters and a half, and I
Yeah.
don't have place in my room like to put this big thing, but I want to put it. It's just like a dream of Chasing Mavericks. I even like bought that on eBay to have it, and I was like, okay, this is the thing I want to have in my. If one day I have a house, I want to have this thing somewhere. And I surfed the wave. That was for me a dream. Like I checked this movie many times. Went to Nazare, get contact by HBO, the series that 100 Foot Wave. Starting to talk with Nick Von Rupp, getting surfing with him. HBO and him were talking about going to Mavericks. So I called Justine, do you think it's a good idea for me to go? Yeah, man, you're ready for it. You have to go there. Okay, I went there. I was in Tahiti. At Tahiti, I meet a local from there. So I called him, can you help me to go out there? Yeah, I will help you. Come in my place. So everything went well, like crazy well. Just like
Okay.
ticket, arriving good timing with the good people. Everything like in the same time, super well. Arriving on the water, first day, get, I don't think, 8 wave paddling. And I didn't paddle for the last 2 years because I was more like doing jet ski. Because it's like
Mhm.
how to drive a jet ski in big wave. It's super complicated, so you need to train a lot. So I was a lot training and focusing on my jet ski and not too much on paddling. So new boards, new stuff, getting headway, feeling super good paddling. The All the people was super nice, local was nice, and the wave was crazy. So it's like I don't know, you're in that place. It's everyone know that it's like a sharky place with seaweed, with rocks, cold water, dark water, and you are there. Then it's the for every surfer it's the scariest wave, and you're there
Yeah.
surfing, and everything went well. 2 days after, it's the one of the biggest swell of the last 10 years. Boat cancelled, so I couldn't go get into the boat with the HBO. Went to the harbor, asked Lucas Chumbo like 2 times, trying to please, please get me on the sled, and took me out. And he was like, man, it's the biggest day that no one know how is it out there, and he wants me to take the responsibility to took you on my sled with the paddling boards to get out there. And if something happened, it's like a bit super hard for him to take the decision. I was like,
Oh,
please,
yeah.
please. He took me out there. I arrived there. I had my phone on the way. I tell him, I have my phone on the wedge in the wetsuit, so nobody's not gonna go anywhere. If something happened, I have a phone. I call for help for anyone, and took me there. And like no boat, so not a lot of meal maker. And I just take my phone and starting to take videos of everyone there. The wave were huge. After 2 hours,
Whoa.
Nick was there, Von Rep towing, and he offered me a ride with a board that I tried with him in Nazare. His board, because my towing board was on a boat that didn't came.
Mhm.
And he offered me a ride with his board. Wave was huge. I was like sitting for 2 hours, so a bit leg tired to be in the water, starting to get cold. And the board I tried in Nazare, that same boards, didn't like it at all. Get a wipeout straight away in Nazare. So I was like, okay, now you go in the boards that you don't feel good, on the strap that is not your position of the strap. I use quad on my boards. It's a thruster, narrow boards, heavier boards. And the biggest wave, he went in. So straight away I think about what Fred and Justin told me. Okay, if you do something now in big wave, you need to think about how you're gonna get out of the water safe. Like, okay,
Okay. That
I
makes
want to
sense.
play,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
with kind of okay, what I can be injured by what? Okay, the strap is too tight for me. So my foot, my knees. Okay, let's be careful of that. Took one wave, crazy ride, getting to the bottom. I could even check up and I couldn't see the up of the wave. Like, okay. Don't look up because you don't see it's like too high. Just look in front of you and check all the bump and just try to get speed to get out of there. And I have that crazy pictures that I jump and the wave is just like gonna break behind me, and I just make that jump like maybe get 1 meters in front, wave explode behind me, and super lucky the wave just like pushed me super strong. And that was lucky because I had the foot strap too tight and I have more weight on the boards. I went on the air. We don't see that, but I get pushed on the air with the board up. So I landed and the wave pushed me again and it pushed me out of the foam. And I went and I just
Oh,
exceed the
whoa.
wave, went on
You
the
got
channel.
lucky. Yeah.
Everyone was thinking that I fell. So like my 3 rescue guys was in the foam waiting for me. And I was on the side. I was like, wow, that is first wave is the ride of your life. So now just, okay, you get lucky first wave, let's play safe. So after get one wave, you're not used to the boards. It was kind of a closeout or maybe a good bowers. You never know if you're going to make it. I prefer to jump because I knew that for me the scary spot was not maybe to hit that wave in Mavericks, but more like having my foot strap blocked and get very injured. So I prefer to jump, even if maybe it was not a good choice, maybe it was a good choice, you never know. But I prefer to jump that wave. After I get 2 good wave also, and yeah, the guys was stoked to see like a new generation that, I don't know, I think when they look around that you do many sport, not only surfer and not only just
That's
doing
true.
many stuff, they're like, oh man, you do many stuff and you're good in big wave. It's cool, and I think people are gonna help me to get some good wave.
I think so. Is that something that you're going to want to continue doing? Charging Mavericks and Nazare?
Yeah, that for sure is something that will be more than before my first main goal, because if I look around that maybe I do things that look good because people like the thing that I like the most is having even, okay, it's for me, I like to do everything. If people ask me, you prefer doing that or surfing on big wave, it's hard for me to choose. I will maybe choose, okay, kiting, a wave alone that do a big bowers and I can get many wave. But it's honestly it's all I like it a lot. So for me, it's just pleasure to be in the water. And so at least what I can like also, this is in my point of view, it's having people happy to see me surfing or see me riding, like, oh,
Yeah.
you have a good style, longboard. Like a lot of people when I surf, when I'm surfing with people, if I do longboards, is when I do longboard that I have more people telling me that, oh, I like your style longboarding, you surf good, it's a pleasure to see you surfing longboards. I do, and I should go and longboard more, because if people like it to see, it just, for me, it's just pleasure to be the guy that, okay, the guys can look and they look how you surf. So that's make me happy. When I go in Nazare or when I go surfing big wave, I try to make turns, and people or filmmaker are like, oh yeah, I like the face you have when you choke on the big waves, the line you to choose, and okay, so that make me happy. So now I'm focused on those big waves, and I did many sport, and I wish I can take those waves, stand up paddling, foiling, wing foiling. After for the foil part of foil, we get that problem that we need to work on the boards and on the foil. And at least with my sponsor, we try to work on it, but it's super hard because you need to make protos, and it's a big brand that don't want to make too much protos. Like no one have protos almost. They make maybe one protos for the year after, so it's not making protos for someone that want to take the biggest wave ever.
Okay.
So this is something I need to work with and with them, and try to fight them a bit on that side to get something special for big wave. Or if they don't want, I'm just gonna do my surfing, because it for me is kind of the same. And now with the accident of Matthew and Joe's, that also
it opened your eyes a little bit.
I start to think about it. It's it can be. I see him surfing. I know him from a long time. He's doing good on the foil, super good, pushing the limits. But I see him falling many times, and he could get injured so many times. It's
Yep.
happened to him kind of long time after all those wipeout. I hope it's not gonna happen again, but it's something that can happen every wave you fail in foiling. Like if we went in the shooting in Chiopo, we went on the slab, we suffer right. Olivia at the beginning of the wave, our teammate that's crazy good, fell in the beginning by a small mistake, and she get just like the foil was down, and she went. We see her like going on the lip like this. When she arrived down, if the foil is there,
Yeah, it's
it
over.
can be down. So it's okay. It can happen with the surf. You do the same thing. You arrive on the fin head first. You can get the same hole on the head for sure. But the fin is like this, and the foil is 1 meters, and it cut way more. So it's something we need to think. At least foiling big wave, you want to push the foil, but which point? And
Yeah, which point
I
is
think
it?
it's
Is it too dangerous, putting people at
yeah.
risk? Is it too big of a risk? What do you think regarding the current gear that would need to get changed? Like, what are your thoughts on what would need to be done to make it a little bit more friendly?
I have a very good idea of something that if I tell my ID, I'm 100% sure one guy is gonna do it. But I also want to tell it, so that will be a pleasure to see a brand or someone trying to do it.
Okay.
Because I think with Jotun, they're never gonna do it. This is the point. They want to make everyone happy and doing the stuff. So it's more hard, but trying to work on the wing, that is something under the water, making wings going faster, have everything more strong. Maybe have a mast that can be heavy, but I think having a mast heavy need to be more on the bottom than on the top.
Okay.
I think the fuselage, which I don't know how to make it, but make a fuselage super heavy, that could maybe help. Because the fuselage will just roll on the side and not make any. Like if you put weight on the boards, if you go right, it will never go left. It will change too much the it will change too much on the foil. It will make too much perturbation on the foil, and it's way up. So I don't think that is good. Maybe having a mast or a fuselage or wings, maybe weight on the front wing, on the side. Trying this can work. After what I was telling, for me, what I could feel, because I fought one big day, like the second biggest day of the year in Nazare, I went foiling on the morning. I didn't think that was that big. So when I was like, okay, let's go foil, I want to have like one way foiling and without helmet, I did the same mistake. But with vest and stuff, but I didn't have helmet. And okay, I was riding the wind was offshore, and I could feel the wind a lot on my boards. And I was young, my shaper of the board that are just there was telling me that could be something to on the nose of the board with the rocker. Normally the nose don't go too much on the board. Maybe get some hole on the boards, like to have the air going from under the boards to the top of the boards.
Okay.
And it told me that long time ago. And I'm like, for foiling, this is something. Because, for example, we have Sebastian Sturner, the guy that have the world record in Nazare, that on his boards is trying to make some, with Porsche, they are trying to make some wet stuff on the nose of the boards to get the wind that go on the board of the boards, pushing the boards down to stick more to the water and don't fly too much, because the problem with our boards is if you go too fast and you just jump on every jump or jump on every bump, you're gonna fail at some point.
Okay.
But he's working with Porsche, making like millions, and it's honestly, I think it's bullshit. He
Yeah.
said that is good, but I don't. It's not make a big difference in foiling. If you change something, it will make a huge difference. That
Yep.
will be super cool to have a brand like Porsche because they invest money on his boards for kind of a thing that is bullshit and sell. I think for foiling, it can make a huge difference. And those like Porsche and stuff with those big car, with the spoiler, with everything, they try to have the car that stick more to the road, and that makes sense. We have to. What I want when I foil is having my boards going down,
Yep.
and
Okay.
maybe making spoiler on our boards on top could be something that just push our boards down, and maybe we get it stable. And making a hole on the boards when you're on the air on foiling, like the way part that I seen from Mathieu when he touched down the boards, he fell in front. So what we could say is, okay, if you foil, if the boards touch, you fucked. So if I have hole on my boards that the water can go from the bottom to the top with a certain angle that maybe push my board down, it's only gonna be maybe harder to when I get towed by my jet ski to get up because the water will do the same, push my board down. But if you get up, you have to don't touch. If you touch, you will stuck. But maybe on the air, it can be something. So let's see if it's work. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Let's see if someone wants to do an idea like this.
I think it's time for you to call Laird. Call Laird in Hawaii and have a chat and see what he says. Because they were some of the. They were doing it with ski boots and stuff. That was just insane back then. Yeah. Could you imagine
They
doing
were
that?
riding no, and they
Yeah.
were riding way bigger wave.
Yeah.
Not way bigger than those Frenchies that surf big wave, but they were riding huge wave and huge swell with boots. But boots is heavy, huh, on the boards.
Yeah. Okay.
Imagine the boots.
Yeah.
They had heavy stuff. And I think we have to check the footage, but they had longer boards. Was narrow and long. And this is also something that we can work on. Having a board that is too short, it's good because you have less contact with the air. So less air is gonna push your board up. But the problem is a small board, if it move like up and down, when you're on top of your board, you're not gonna see the difference because it's short. So it just don't move a lot. If you get like that point or the third point, the point that if you have a longer nose, the board's longer, you will
Yep.
see that the boards move.
That's true.
But like before. So you can compensate straight, like to see, okay, my boards go up, my board go down. Like for example, I ride the 4-2, the normal Jotun boards, and I think it's too short because I don't see the nose going up and down. Maybe we have to ride a 5-0, super narrow, so and with some hole on it. So I don't know, surface of air going through. Maybe it's looking like a 4-0, but I have a 5-0, and I see the nose going up and down. I can control more, and maybe our foil is good. It's just about the power of the air on our boards. That I don't know. This is something we need to
look at because I know they're wanting to start to push into that area, but I'm thankful to be talking to you because there's so many different aspects of this, including safety, including like having some of our top riders get injured, and then trying to figure out like where is that line to push, how do you do it safely, what kind of equipment needs to be changed, are they going to put money behind it, or is it just for the show, is it just for the picture? Like all of these things have to come into play because we want you to have fun and do it safely, but you have to put in some money and stuff to be able to do that. Like a lot of R&D has to go into that, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, for sure. And like the big company, I don't think it's, I don't know, the markets look like super hard for the moment, what I could hear from those brands. So yeah, it's hard for everyone. And yeah, for now I want to play safe. Don't want to get injured as Mathieu, for example, and prefer to play a bit more safe. I don't know, but that will be for sure pleasure to get how Mathieu said, like he wants to push falling in big waves, and this is something that it's good. Like Kai didn't did it, but he didn't did it because he don't want to do it. He have way more skill, way more technique, way more R&D if he wants around him to get the proper foil to go. It's just that maybe you know that can be the last wave of your life. So
You got to have a line there
yeah, if you
somewhere.
have only that in your life, if you are only a follower as some guy are, if you have only that and you want 100% focus on, this is up to you, and this is also a good choice because you're gonna push the sport and our sport that we all love, and maybe it's gonna see and some other brand and some other company, maybe car brand that Porsche gonna see, oh, this is something. Maybe they're gonna listen to that podcast and said, okay, this is very interesting because part of a car and foiling can be working on. Like Jotun work with Porsche, with the kite, they work, they do business together. But I tell them like 2 years ago already that it's something that we can work on, can make views that can be. And if Jotun have the Formula One of the foil, it's gonna sell foil. It's not gonna sell the Formula One of the foil. It's gonna sell foil for guys that want to start because they see
Yes.
someone that's why we still doing cars like Formula One. Why Mercedes is putting millions on it. They don't need to sell a Class A 100 horsepower. They don't need to do the best car, but they want to win the Formula One because they are the car that go the faster and make publicity on it. And now, if you
That's
go
true.
to Lisbon, the picture that the guy is if you go to Lisbon, you exit the airplane, you take your luggage, you go out, you have one thing that goes straight with a turn, and in front of you, so you have to go in front of that picture is Nick Van Rell surfing a huge wave in Nazare with Tudor watch. Is
Yeah.
the I think the most expensive publicity of all the airports is this one, and he's
Whoa.
surfing big wave. If one brand with, I don't know, they link with Porsche because maybe a brand of foil don't have the budget to get in that position.
It's possible.
But if they link something with someone with other brand, and they have these pictures, they're gonna sell foil, and the foil is gonna change the world. We are foiling. The guys pump on the lake. They do foil everywhere. Every sport foil, boat foil. For me, it's completely the future. It's the future to have the foil around. It's like surfing, you can only do on wave. And okay, they start to make swimming pool. But if you want to have fun and go to the swimming pool, you need to expend a lot of money just to get one wave. If you want to have fun on the lake, having a pump foil and make fun and do some pumping, get the cardio, some people will like it. You have in France in the summer, one day I was with clients and we have like one boat that go and like took the sand to kind of in front of the harbor and they put on the beach because they have a problem with the sand. I was like doing with a random client that was just foiling a bit. We behind the boat, crazy, trying to get some bump and stuff. I see the boat. I was like, man, we have to go a bit fast and we're going to try to foil the wave of the boat. And he write, I don't know, I have a video, 1 minute 30. He's like foiling the wave of the boat. I don't know, 300 meters behind the boat. And he was like, that was crazy. That was
so fun.
I couldn't imagine. I was like, yeah, I couldn't imagine neither. Like the boat, I see that boat for the last 5 years going up and down every day.
Yeah.
And we just serve that thing. And everywhere in the world, they have boats going. And you can just be smart. You know that the boat is going to come. Well, it's gonna have some accident if you start to play and you fell in that boat. You go in front of the boat or I don't know. But that is so much fun for like a good ride with a boat that you couldn't expect. And that happened because the foil happened. And he's there.
That's true.
So me, I believe 100% like wing. Wing is crazy. It's like you pump something, it's on a bag, and you can wing have fun everywhere.
It doesn't matter if it's a small lake, if it's a big lake, if it's small waves, it's little stuff. Like I started in waves this year foiling and I'm getting to head high a little bit over and it's crazy how that makes you feel. It's a safe lake and whatever. And the speed you get, you feel like you're riding this massive thing and you look back and it's little Like, I don't know the feeling of foil. It makes everything amplified, makes everything look bigger. So I can't imagine riding it something on something bigger, but it is definitely the future. And there's so many more people coming to it. Like, you can have it anywhere. You can have a suit. Like, we've talked about this a lot on the show, but just the amount of fun that people can have that maybe they needed to get in their lives, right? It's pretty
Yeah,
cool to have that.
me, it's complete. When I bought my jet ski because foil arrived. So I was like, okay, I will bought a foil. I will bought a jet ski that costs 10K. But if I'm smart enough, I will make, because I'm sponsored by Jotun, I can have the good agreement that I'm not gonna spend money on it. So I will bought this thing, but I will work the summer, try to get clients, put some stuff around. No website. And I had people. I was also doing a lot of surf lesson on the beach, and all the clients that came for foiling, they all went back to the place, sent me textos like, "This is the most crazy stuff I ever did." They are just like, when they start foiling, wow, they
Yeah, they
get
love it.
crazy. You can get sunny, perfect wave for learning, no one out. I don't know, the perfect weather, everything you want. You get 100 person going for the surf lesson. They will get all happy. Some of them super happy, but never as those 100 people. If they go foiling, they will get crazy. And I'm sure 50% of them will say, okay, I want to go next year. I have just people like, they come here and they call me, oh, I want to go foiling. Now I want to go foiling. I'm like, I can't, I'm not there and stuff, but they really wants to go and they get crazy.
I think it's
If,
time for a
yeah,
school.
yeah, but the time is also, oh, you go big
I
wave and
know.
you train, or you do
You got to
this.
train a lot. How much time does it take you to train for that? Are you like you're training apnea? Like, let's talk breath holds and whatnot for a second, because I know that's a huge component. So, how long and how many days a week and whatnot are you training for that?
So when we start going into big wave, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago, when I was 15, maybe when I 16, we went to the apnea training like 2 times per week. And we are not like we are not like different than other people. We are like completely like everyone, because someone can hold his breath for, everyone can hold his breath for 2 minutes.
Okay.
In one day, in one good day, like you have a good teacher that explain you everything, you will hold the breath for 2 minutes, even more. When you want to get better, this is gonna be harder. But it's just about like training, and it's something you need to have the good teacher that teach you good. Like for us, the best training will be a kind of physio, like having the cardio high and get apnea
Okay.
and hold the breath for the maximum, or doing like holding my breath without air. This is also something different, because you have holding your breath without air, so you just exhale and you stop, or without air that you exhale and you push to exhale everything, and you have nothing, and now you try to hold your breath. So you have like many different style of and training. Some training is like cardio and apnea. Some training will be apnea with a long stop between all the apnea, but longer distance. So you have like many different training. Like for me, now I'm like, it's a long time I didn't train and focus on the apnea hold down with like static. But the last time I did, I think I did 4 minutes 17 or 20. I think just under 20. And it's nothing. It's like classic.
Okay.
Like distance, I can do maybe on the swimming pool, like flat. I can do I didn't. It was a long time ago. I think I can do 100 meters with fins, uh, and maybe 75 with the only the arm and the leg. Maybe more. I don't know because we don't train that for a while and didn't did like a proper training to see. Okay, I can go that far. It's like this kind of specific training that you're gonna just do one or maybe two for a long training. And after, if I can give some advice, never train apnea alone, even if you think it's a short apnea or stuff. Every time you need to train with one that is like looking for you. Or the best training that I like the most is end of the day, you have nothing to do, you watch the TV and you're like, okay, this is not good in the TV, I don't want to be focused on this thing. You're on your phone, you don't want to look inside anymore. You stop everything and you just start to do on the sofa some apnea, because it's not like you're gonna try to get some hair from the nose. No, you just block and you block. You don't need to play with. And this is a good training. You have like some on my phone. I have some table with apnea, like I don't know, 2 minutes, hold on, 1 minute breathe, 2 minutes hold on, 45-minute breathe. And after you go like this, like 45 seconds to 30 to 15 to 5. So it's gonna be one. You're gonna do 2 minutes, one breathe in and out, breathe in and out, breathe in. You stop and you try to hold on 2 minutes. It's
There's
like
a lot then. Yeah.
everything you think it's hard, you just try to do, and it's just about in the head and how you can hold your breath. After, if you look at the apnea guys that do apnea, they are like crazy good.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's a
Over the
very
years.
long training. It's like stretching. You can stretch the chest with like having a lot of hair, and that will stretch and stretch everything. And at least at the end of all those stretching, after I don't know 6 months, you were inhale maybe I don't know 5 liters, and now because of the stretching, you inhale 6 liters.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure, if you have more hair, you can stay longer. So
That's
and
fair.
after I did like just now, like a month ago, I went to Fuerte to see my friend, like my best friend in Fuerte, that is also an apnea trainer. He do a lot of stuff, and I went for like diving, like deep for the first time.
Oh,
So I
how was
went
that?
like 1 year ago, but just I don't know 15 or 18 meters deep, and I went 22 meters in Tahiti, but just like once to try with friend and try to go. But I was not feeling good at all. And with him, we start to talk about it and make training, like going to 10 meters weight. First day, impossible. I don't know, 10 meters, I could stay 1 minute maximum. I was like, I don't know, I was there, wanted to go up. The day after, I don't know, something changed in my mind. I was like, okay, think about you on the sofa and stuff. And straight after that, I could stay like 10 meters, 2 minutes. And this is a very good apnea. And after starting to go deeper and deeper, and I went to the sand like 32 meters deep for 1 minute 37 or 140. I did it 3 times, like just with the rope, and after just with the fin and just with the rope. So I did it 3 times. The only thing you need to be careful is we are not used to the pressure, like under 20. To I don't know how you're gonna go deep, but if you stretch under the water, you can break the lungs and stuff, and have blood on the surface or the ears, and need to be very careful, and just you have to never hurt and do it with someone that know and that coach you. But yeah, the feeling is crazy. The feeling is something I don't know. I never like skydive, but I feel it's something you are under like 32 meters. You can't look up, because if not, you're gonna you can't look up. It's just you need to stay kind of
In your bubble kind of thing, or
head down. What?
I said you have to stay kind of in your bubble, or if you look up, is it just too insane, or?
No, you can panic and see, oh, it's super far, but it's also you're gonna extend your neck and you can break stuff, just like small
Okay.
cut. Yeah, because the lungs are super small,
Hmm.
and if you move, there are no stretch enough for us, for like people that don't do it. So if you move, you can just like crack the lungs, and when you came
Mm.
up, you spit some like blood, and you know that you hurt. So this is the thing you need to be careful. But when after you're used to it and people know, so after they do training, you go straight without hair or not a lot of hair, and you train like in 10 or 5 meters to try to extend and stretch. And it's
Slowly,
hard,
slowly,
but
slowly.
it's like apnea is a long training, but everyone can be good. And I did many classroom with Jotun and Ion. We did with a professional apnea trainer, and she told us that for a lot of sports, even if it's not in the water, it's it's insane. You know that your body can hold down your breath for 2 minutes, and you know that you're able to do it. Make I don't know. It can make sense for a lot of people.
Well, I was thinking just anybody who gets out, like, it'll get you a little bit more health focused. So when you go out into some conditions and everything, like it is a good skill to learn. I think for anybody who's in the water, like there's nothing wrong with learning about apnea and learning about this because it'll just keep you a bit safer. So I think
Yeah,
that'd be
for sure.
perfectly fine. What's next for you? What Mavericks was a huge lifelong goal. Congratulations that you did that. How does it feel that that's done, and where do you think you're going to go next, even with wing foiling or the other sports?
So yeah, I think the plan we go to South Africa for shooting with the wing gear. So I'm super excited to go back there and having fun with the trip we're gonna make. After that, go back to Nazare and I will take all my equipment there for and kite and train there because after we're gonna have the first step of the season of kite and wing in Cabo Verde. And
Okay.
Portugal is good for wave and for wind. They have a lot of direction of wind that can be good. So I will go there and train for it and to be ready for the season and try just see how the level in the wave are and try to get a good place and yeah, have fun on the wave, get him some big wave for sure. With the foil, I'm still wanted to go safer, but wanted to get some good waves. And yeah, doing the step, trying to get some wave, and maybe trying to get some slabby wave with the foil.
Okay. All right. So we got some cool stuff to talk about next time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Cool, Clement. Well, hey, man. Like I know you had to run now, but want to say, hey, thanks for talking to us about some of your recent rides. Like that was just at Christmas time, so that's really recent. And so thanks for taking the time today and meeting me and I don't know, connecting with a whole bunch of people that want to learn a bit more.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening us, and I hope you learn some stuff. If someone wants to make a board with all on it, let me know if it's work or not. And I don't know if people want to go on the sofa and try to hold the breath for 2 minutes. Let me know. But yeah,
Yeah, that all sounds
everything
good.
is very good. Yeah,
Oh yeah, perfect. Well, hey, thanks everybody for joining us, and Clement, we're gonna talk soon.
yeah. Thanks a lot. See you soon.